Good day, everyone. So hope you're doing really well. Some really exciting news. Honkai Impact the Third is getting a brand new look. So this is obviously Hoyo's flagship game that gave rise to Genshin Impact, and now they are obviously going and pouring in like money back into this game. So the game, as you can see here, is going to be overhauled, and I'm really excited. Mostly because, as you can see on screen, the game looks a bit dated. It's not as clean or as polished as let's say Honkai Star Rail is. So I'm really excited. So let's go and see what this new look looks like. Well, basically there is an entire 9-minute video here, so I'm only gonna hop towards specific sections, but we start off with the CEO Dewey actually talking and speaking in English. For the CEO to come out and speak in English means that this is actually a very big deal because he's never really done that before. So I'm really excited with what the guys have shown here. Basically, just to sum it up, there's some really fancy CGI cinematics, and you can see the animation team have put in a ton of hours and like effort into giving us a really high quality cinematic. So that is the one thing that's so exciting. But most importantly, when we go and look at the actual gameplay, you can see this is the look and the feel that the guys are going for. Very vibrant, very modern. It's almost like a bit of a mix between the vibrancy of Genshin Impact and the styles that we've seen with Zenless Zone Zero. So it's not too. It's going to be an interesting style to see. It's still not as polished as I would like it to be, but obviously this is all still in development, but it looks good. I think one of the big problems we've had is that Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail give you the ability to move in these open and 3D worlds, and yes, while Honkai Impact the Third has that, it's more of a tacked on feature rather than something that it was built for the game from the ground up. So having a new interactable overworld is just going to be so awesome. And obviously, since this is going to be a new version and we're going to get a new main character and so on, we obviously have new characters to look forward to. And this is the part where I feel a bit iffy on. So you can see this is one of the characters that they've shown. Here's another one. And now we're going to see a beautiful red hair girl. Look how gorgeous. She looks really gorgeous. And then you can get a little smaller girl here as well. So from a design perspective, I'm not that blown away by the new characters. Mostly because if I look at the old characters and the older designs here, they are pretty difficult to top. So you can see here with Alicia, she just looks so good. Look at how this design is. You really can't beat this. And I think if you look at some of the other designs as well here for Kiana, or for the literal best character ever released in any of Hoyo's games, Zila here, it is just I think Honkai Part 2 is going to struggle to match this in terms of quality. And a lot of people might say, well, what about the older characters? Even the older characters have their unique charms. If I look at some of these older designs, they're really more like iconic. They stand out. They give you a sense of the personality for the characters. But what I'm seeing in terms of, so you can see a little Baka Kiana, even this is just so cute and fluffy, and it's almost like this that style and that, how can I put it, that theming and that look that they've gone for it's just been reduced to be a bit too clinical, if I can put it that way. These designs that I'm seeing here look like we're playing a modern gacha game, but in a certain sense it does lose a bit of the essence of the designs that I've seen in Honkai Impact. So how the team's going to manage that, we'll obviously have to see, but that's one of my big concerns. The other concern I have is how they're going to start pulling together the cast, because a new part and a new story means that we obviously have new content, but what's going to happen to the older characters? That's the one part that I'm also kind of nervous about, because we are attached to Kiana and her friends, and basically like their story, the adventure of them, Kiana and like Bronya and Raiden May here, they are what make Honkai Impact, and they, especially May, has given us quite a lot of fantastic content in the game. So from that perspective, I really hope that they aren't going to be too clinical with the new game. I still want the Yuri vibes. I still want a lot of the depression that Honkai Impact gives you, the full mature storytelling. The way here and them said, like, we want to tell you guys like wholesome stories and so on. By the way, I was looking at Marissa Honkai's stream here, looking at what the devs and so on were discussing. But yeah, from my perspective, I hope that the new Honkai can still feel like Honkai, because that's my only concern. But other than that, everything else looks absolutely gorgeous. I think some of the combat scenes and so on look a lot cleaner. So one of the problems in Honkai Impact is that you've got too many flashy effects going on screen, and sometimes that can be more hindering. Whereas from the combat that I've seen here, everything looks a lot sleeker. It feels much more deliberate, it feels much more snappy and responsive. So hopefully the new combat system or the upgrades that they've put into the game would really be awesome. But I would also hope that it would not detract too much from the fundamental style. So you can see we can still get the normal evasions, the ultimate evasions. It's going to be interesting to see what they do and where this is going to take us. But basically, there's no HUD, there's nothing to give us an indicator, but we do see that some of the old elements have been retained. It's going to be something. Hopefully they can do this well, because if the combat sucks, then then basically that's also going to be very bad for the game. So they need to balance the characters, they need to balance the combat well, because I'm sold on the visuals, I'm sold on the cinematics. I've got no complaints about it, but it's the other things that I'm a bit nervous about. And ultimately, is it still Honkai, or is this basically just another game that we're just now going to slap the Honkai label on? That's going to be the interesting question, and we'll obviously have to see what time tells. In any case, let me know what you guys think of all of this. I'm still extremely attached to all of the old characters. I still love all of them. So for me to move on, I don't know. There's a lot of mixed feelings about that. In any case, let's just end this video by giving you a picture of the most gorgeous character that they've ever released. Look at Alicia. It's you can't tell me there's any character more beautiful than this. She's just so awesome. Alright, thanks for watching.